Hello Internet, it is I the Roshi and I'm back with another reaction. Today I'm going to be watching some gaming. We have some gaming related things to get into, such as his character demo, and then I also saw a stop motion animated video on Genshin's channel and I want to check that out as well. Gaming's on the thumbnail, so I figured he has something to do with it. So I'm going to watch these, I'm going to talk about them, and if you end up enjoying yourself, let me know by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, sharing the video, and commenting down below. If you want, I would appreciate it. Every little bit counts. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first up, we have the stop motion animation, Tidings of an Auspicious Beast.
Oh, that's quite the inquiry, Gaming.
So are the stories true, sir?
Patience now. Any discussion of this beast must first begin with Chen Yu Vale, a land of tiered peaks shrouded in billowing mist, replete with stories of illuminated beasts. As for the subject of your curiosity, let us call it the solitary Swanee. It is a symbolic and auspicious animal, said to be related to the Adepti. Legends say the Swanee traverses the land under the cover of mist. Its presence nearly indetectable, save only for the faintest outline of horns. When at ease, it rests with its eyes closed and legs crossed. Yet should the situation turn dangerous, the fury of the Swanee will be unleashed. It moves with the swiftness of windswept clouds and attacks with the ferocity of a roaring waterfall. But some people say this time of peace has forced the Swanee into a life of seclusion far beyond our reach. Still, those are just a few old legends I've heard in my time. Getting all that across in a wushu dance might prove tricky, no?
It's like anything. Practice makes perfect. I just gotta work at it. You see? Manzai agrees with me.
Great, I love that. I have so much to talk about. For those of you who don't know or are new here, first of all, hello, welcome. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Second, I am very interested in this because I do have a little bit of background in animation. I studied it in university, and I also taught some after-school programs, summer camp programs, community events, things like that, about the basics of animation, film, storyboarding, you name it. I've probably talked about it in some way, shape, or form. And this was really cool to see and very unexpected. I know that Genshin has these character teasers that have this very tweened storybook kind of style to it, which I've talked about in previous videos. I recommend checking these out. And here they kind of took that feeling that those character teasers have, and they pushed it further by actually doing stop motion animation, which really fits that vibe. And I love that it was done in paper, and not just that it was done in paper, but how there are layers to it. That the characters here are actually puppets, that they have joints, they are actually using depth. That being said, it still has this classic and wholesome feeling that you'd get from watching a puppet show, just with a lot more time invested if you think about it. For people who may not know what stop motion animation is or what that process actually takes, it is something else. It's one of my favorite styles of animation. It's actually how I taught myself about animation when I was 7 years old. I would take my dad's old camcorder, like the freaking brick of a thing, and I would set it up like on a shelf or the edge of my bed or something, and then I'd have like a box or a table or a nightstand, and I'd have my little clay figures, and I would move the clay figure, take the picture, move the clay figure, take the picture, and just keep going and going and going, and then play it back and have my own claymation at the time movie, which is stop motion animation, but I just had clay, so I just called it claymation. I think I was inspired by watching Gumby, if anyone remembers or knows what that is. But anyway, that's how I got my start, and this just made me very, very nostalgic because I'm watching stop motion animation again. It's so cool. So they do great things here with depth. They do great things with like the layering of the characters. There's so many pieces, parts over each other, and just the time and effort to pull off the facial expressions, the subtle movements with the hands or paws, their transitions from one character into the next, how they have these full-on cinematic camera pans and tilts showing the environment, and how it's a set that's built with these layers and you can see the shadows being cast, and it just makes it look very magical, for a lack of a better way to describe the feeling that I got from this. Yes, it's a 2-minute video. It's not very long. It's not super deep. And people who watch this who may not know the process that goes into creating such a thing could probably just be like, oh yeah, that was cool, or whatever, and then go on to the next video. But oh man, this took days upon days to make. And when it comes to stop motion animation, you gotta be really careful about that, because you actually have your set built and your characters and things are in place and you're taking pictures, and God forbid if anyone made a mistake or bumped into anything, whatever that could be, you would have to start probably the majority of your process over, depending on the scene that you were doing. Everyone on this team gets a golden star sticker. Wow, and I just realized looking at Gaming's face at the end here, his mouth and eyes appear to be drawn on, which means they have different faces for the character, with different mouth shapes and eye directions on those faces. So when they were shooting this, they had this mapped out in such a way that they were replacing the face in its entirety. So to get everything back into place as perfect and seamless as it was is freaking incredible. Same thing with the old guy. You have his glasses, his eyes, nose, face, eyebrows. They're all just drawn on to the face itself. So his head was changing every time he made an expression. They did something different with him though, as far as his mouth movements, because they just have the mustache. So they would just have the mustache twitch as separate pieces of paper when he was speaking. That's great. I love that. Another great detail that I notice is that when you have Gaming in the beginning reach for the dumpling and hand it to Manzai, the little lion buddy, whatever this cute thing is, you can see all the joints and layers of paper made up to make the hand. They actually have it where the thumb and the knuckles of the hand can bend properly to grab the dumpling and place it on the table and release it and back up. Actually seeing the hand move in that way, even though very subtle, is very, very cool, and just a lot of extra stuff to do. You can notice that later on when Gaming is speaking, when you have the majority of his body in the frame, his hands are no longer jointed in that way. The fingers do not have to move that precisely for his general emoting when he's speaking to the elderly gentleman. So I really like how that one shot, because it's a closer up thing, they want to show off those subtle movements when they really could just have taken a still image, gone in, grabbed the thing and place it and back it up, and people probably wouldn't have noticed that much, because everyone's honestly looking at the little lion guy for the most part because of how intricate he is. Though when something is moving more than something else, that's where the focus goes, and they probably knew that, and that's why they decided to give so many more joints to that hand to actually show that more fluid motion at the time. They didn't have to do it, but they went the extra mile, and they did, and that is cool, and I appreciate that. Okay, I'm really glad that I watched this. It's really interesting to have this kind of story shown. This isn't about a 5-star. It's more about something that's happening in the world and a story, but it's also being told to, in that way, tied to a 4-star character. And I am loving that. 4 stars getting more representation in this game. Really excited to look at the demo now, because as you know, the 4-star demos are getting better and better over time. I'm not expecting anything crazy, but hopefully it could tell me something more about this character, Gaming's personality. I'm very excited let's get into it. Alright, this is Gaming's character demo. Fortune shines in many colors. Let's start.
Hey, boss. The name's Gaming. I'm a guard from the communications office. I'm the best wushu dancer in the secure transport agency and the busiest guard of the wushu dancing community. How about that? So, all this needs shipping, right? Whether it takes me uphill, downhill, or out to the sticks. I get the goods from A to B. I'll even take them across the sea if needed. I'll start my warm-up routine. I feel like watching Manzai has helped me get a better handle on how Swan look in action. As soon as I put my Wusho head on, I'm right in the zone. You hungry? I managed to book this cool place for dinner. They only do evening service and it's invite only. My treat.
Okay. Gaming, the best wushu dancer in the secure transport agency. I wonder how many people in the transport agency are wushu dancers. Either way, I enjoyed this. Let's go over the things that we learned about Gaming in this character demo, which was only 1 minute and 25 seconds long. He's a guard from the communications office, he transports goods, a wushu dancer, which is something that he's very obviously passionate about, is very friendly and respectable, and I guess he likes food because, I mean, honestly, who doesn't? But this is, I think, the second or third time maybe where he has specifically talked about food or going out to eat, but also wanting to treat you and help you out. He's a Claymore user, but it seems like most of the time he is whipping around that lion's head. I don't know if they only showed animations of him doing his skill and burst, or does the lion head simultaneously come out as he's wielding the Claymore as well. It looks like he kind of just chucks it and also whaps with the lion head in a way. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but it looks really cool and a very fun playstyle. Gaming has grown on me. I'm still not super into his character design, but once again, I can't argue. Once they started showing these scenes of him doing his elemental burst, I suppose, with the lights on his outfit, it enhances his drip tenfold. The character has very, very unique animations. I'm honestly kind of hyped to check out his collected miscellany and to see how his moves actually work and stuff. I'll also be watching Xian Yun's in that same video, so expect that in the near future. I'll be watching those. Honestly though, kind of want to see for myself as well. Hi! As you can see, I have not done really any of these trials as of yet. I'm going to at some point, but I figured for this video, why not take a look at Gaming's playstyle and actually show you guys what I think on the spot. I'm just going to try it out. We'll see. How do I like gaming? How do I like gaming? Gaming. Okay, Gaming will pounce forward when using his elemental skill.
And upon hitting a target, he will leap high into the air.
Plunging attacks performed in this state will be converted to plunging attack. Charmed Cloud Strider dealing AoE pyro damage. His elemental burst will summon the Suwani Manzai to smash into the target, dealing AoE pyro damage and healing Gaming. When Manzai finishes its smash attack, it will move to Gaming's position. When they meet up, the cooldown on Gaming's elemental skill will be reset. During this time, if Gaming's HP is higher than 50% when he performs a plunging attack, Charmed Cloud Strider, he will summon Manzai again.
Oh, wow.
Additional elemental orbs will drop during Cloud Strider.
Got it. Okay, cool. Whoa. I didn't do anything. What? This is just... Was that just a... What? Huh? Was that just an idle animation? Maybe if I actually go to the character thing, it'll show faster. Bruh. That's so clean. That's one of the best. This is cute too. Okay. This character has some of the best idle animations that I've seen as of late. It's just so much better than, you know? That's so good. Okay, who else is in this party right now? Oh, Layla! I might have to try Layla on my own time as well. I've never played with Layla before. Aw, Layla's cute. I have Lynette. Lynette's awesome. And then there's Bennett. I don't have Bennett, but I've played with him in other trials.
Where did that come from?
Sorry, Bennett. Let's just mess around. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's so... Whoa! Hold up. Let me just do some normal swings real quick. Ow. That's... What? He has a little platform up here underneath him. He does a flip off of it. Let's do his charge. Okay, so he does have the spin, which is lame, but... Oh, I just died! I wasn't paying attention. That's what I get for talking shit. Alright. So, I mean, great normal attack animations. Really fast for a Claymore user, I feel like. That's unique, that spin. Or at least it feels it. They animated it in a way where it does, at the very least. That's cool. I'm not a fan of the spin. I know it's not a thing that you'd probably want to do anyway. Because that, I mean, that just... They just do that for too many things. I was playing with Jean recently in her story quest, and she has a different charged attack than some other sword characters. A lot of other sword characters. So I'm kind of like, why didn't they keep doing that? They should keep doing that. Keep switching it up. Don't get stale. That being said, this character already feels very unique compared to a lot of other Claymore users that I've either had a trial with or have played with myself by having them, such as Noelle and Chonyun. They feel the same for the most part. But yeah. Okay. I love that. Okay, you could tell that he was meant to be on a team with Xian Yun, which makes sense. All right, let's try this.
Sorry, pal.
He's so quick. I mean, it feels so good. He's really quick. That's too much fun. He is so quick. He's so quick with it. That was... Is he on that 4-star character selector thing for this Lantern Rite event? Ooh, I'm stuck between 3. Xingqiu, which I know is just good for a lot of teams, but the character himself, I'm like a little iffy. He's not terrible, but he's not one of my favorites. There's Beidou. And I really do need a Electro character that isn't Lisa. But now I'm like, if Gaming is also on that selector, that was too much fun. I've got some decisions to make. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Gaming, really cool. Love that stop motion animation video. His demo shared a lot about his character. Man, I'm so happy with how they're treating 4 stars now. I mean, 5 stars always get great character demos, but the 4 stars, we've been seeing improvement time and time and time again, and it just makes me happy to actually see these 4-star characters have a little bit of character. It's great. I'm a fan, but this was a lot of fun. Gaming's playstyle is super fun. You gotta let me know. Do you have Gaming? Are you enjoying his playstyle? Just let me know. What do you think in the comments down below? I'm really curious about your guys' experience with this character. So, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to support me in all the ways you do. Like the video, share it, comment, all that good stuff. You can check out the description if you want additional ways to support me. I highly recommend it by signing up to be a member or on my Patreon. Check it out. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much. And until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.